What's up, everybody? This is episode 2 at Athletes Unplugged. Today, we're bringing a new special guest coming from all the way to Kentucky, Brescia University, Guillermo Basilis.
Guillermo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Guys.
What's good?
Glad to be here.
How you doing, man? How you
Excellent.
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. I'm happy about this.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, just to let people know, who you are, basically where you study, where you come from, and then we'll get more deep into the
More
sauce.
details.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Guillermo Basilis. I'm from Dominican Republic, and I'm a student athlete in Brescia University. I was here in Utah, in Price City, Utah State University Eastern, and then I transferred to Kentucky, Brescia University.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, how do you get involved into sport? Let's just go deep in your childhood when you just were in school or whatever, and you were like, man, I want to start playing. I like this thing. I like people playing. I want to get involved more. At what time? What age? Let's start with what age?
When I realized I wanted to play soccer, it was maybe when I was 12 to 14 years old. That's when I really got into it. Well, because at the beginning I used to do taekwondo, and then that was my first sport. And then at school, I would just play at recess and stuff like that, and I really liked that. So I just went with it.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. 12? At what age did you start?
Well, I started, I guess, playing with the team. I was probably 10, 11, maybe around that age as well. But so did you start taekwondo and classes and stuff like that before you kind of were on a team with soccer?
Yeah.
Really?
Taekwondo was my first ever sport that I did.
That was your first sport?
And when I was
sweet.
5, 6 years old, I started taekwondo. That was my whole life. Then school, sports, soccer. I liked it more. It grew up more on me than taekwondo.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you think taekwondo was harder to learn than soccer?
You needed a lot of more discipline in taekwondo.
But okay, yeah, I know. Okay, don't try to come easy, kind of avoid the question. Do you think it's harder to learn taekwondo than soccer?
I would say they're both have their level of difficulty, because they're both different sports. Both there are with the feet, but I will say maybe soccer.
Maybe soccer was harder?
Maybe soccer.
Why?
Because at least in taekwondo, you're using your legs to kick, not to kick a ball, and not just to move around the ball. Yeah. So I think that's why it's harder, because you're playing with another object. At least in taekwondo, you just kicking and moving. In soccer, you have to use your feet to dribble, pass, take the touch, stuff like that. So
that's pretty cool that you mentioned that. Why do you think these are really interesting questions? Because I think people who play other sports like basketball or football, they can't play soccer. But the ones who play soccer can play other sports. Why do you think that?
That's an interesting.
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah. It's weird, huh? Because if we can play basketball, we probably not be like LeBron, but for sure
we can make something
good.
good.
Would defend real good.
Yeah.
At least me, I ain't the best shooter or anything with basketball.
Why do you guys think soccer's adapt really good to other sports, but not other sports adapt pretty good to soccer?
What do you think, see?
What do I think? I think, bro, our trainings are a lot differently, and we're doing a lot of technical and tactical. Our conditioning's different. I think us, having to move around with the ball, we just have to be a lot more agile as an athlete. So that helps with just all around sports. So just like I was saying before, I'm not the best shooter in basketball, but if you're gonna put me as a defender, I'm a defender in soccer. It's kind of not the same, but it's similar. Come on, man, they're not gonna get past
it.
No, you think I know what I think? That is also because we always use our hands for everything, so we have that coordination. But usually in real life, you only use your legs to walk. In every sport, you only use your leg to run. In soccer, you use your legs for everything mostly. So when you use your hands in other sports, it's easier to just have that coordination.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so that's pretty cool that you mentioned that, because that's actually true. I know football, they use their hands, they just run. Basketball, hands, and I think like controlling your hands and arm is a little bit easier than controlling your legs. So like now that you mentioned that, Gio, do you think like soccer like it's probably the hardest sport to learn?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, because soccer, it has a lot of technical things and stuff like that, but there's plenty of sports out there that I think they require a little bit more technical things. Like, let me put an example. Let's see, I don't know, one of the sports let's see, tennis, for example. Tennis is so different than soccer, but you gotta know how to hit the ball. Yeah. There's a speed on the ball. You gotta move. You gotta go up and down and stuff like that. It needs a one guy sport. Yeah. Soccer, it's a team sport. So you also have to rely on people. So to win, you cannot be the best player, be a decent player, and you have a really good team, you probably have more chances to win. Yeah, but in tennis, if you were bad, then if you mess up, it's on you. Yeah,
you're totally right. Well, it's awesome that you mentioned teams now. So like I know you moved to Kentucky to Brescia University, but you also used to play to Utah State University and also Pennsylvania College. Mm-hmm. So how was that transition first you're starting from high school. How was that transition from high school to a D1 UCO and that transition from a D1 UCO to an NAIA UCO as a goalkeeper?
Well, the transition, it was really tough. It was, I think, more tough from Pennsylvania to here to UCO because I didn't know how was the college process and everything like that. Because when I first moved here to the United States, I came to a high school in Pennsylvania, and it was mostly Dominican people. Like, it was our team, 11v11, 9 of them was Dominican. Mm-hmm. So they were Dominican, and I felt more comfortable. But when I came in here and I started emailing coaches and everything like that, and Utah State got me the offer and stuff like that, I figured out that it was different because I had more freedom. Because in my school, I couldn't go out. Yeah. I had more freedom. I didn't know that much English because most of the people where I was in high school speak Spanish. Okay. And it was different and a little bit difficult, but I think I got it right. And I got to get a good process and good 2 years there.
That's good, man.
So you're originally from DR, right? Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic.
Cool. And when did you come to, how old were you when you came from Dominican Republic to
16 years old.
16 years old.
Yep.
Tell us just a little bit about how hard that was. You know, coming as a 16-year-old, super young. Because, I mean, I remember when I was 16, you know what I'm saying? You think you have it all, you're ready to take on the world. But essentially, how was it? I'm curious.
It was, I was excited to come here because my plan was coming here on college. But then I get to know one of my cousins came in here in high school, and he told me it was easier to go to college when you had at least 2 years in high school here. So I decided to do that, and it was pretty scary. It was pretty scary because before that, I always lived with my family. I was in a comfort zone, I can say that. Yeah. And coming in here, it was totally out of my comfort zone. I was a kid. I didn't know how the world function in a certain way. Mm-hmm. Different country too, different culture. So my dad came with me for the first 5 days, and then when he left, it's when it hit me. I'm like, dang, I'm all alone here. Yeah. Now I gotta worry about laundry. I gotta worry about all these things that I didn't have to really worry about when I was back home.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a great question. Mm-hmm. But I mean, what would you for any other internationals or just even let's say people from Utah or any other states traveling across the states or just internationally, what would you kind of advice you give them or recommend them to, stay stronger? Because you're 20 years old now?
20 years old.
It's been 4 years, man. You've been alone pretty much that whole time.
Yep.
What advice could you give these, younger guys essentially, or just, to help them out?
I will give them, from the people out there that they're planning to go to a different state or a different country and live by themselves, be curious. Be curious. I think that's ask questions. if you can communicate to your family and have that strength, that'll help you. That helped me out a lot because whenever I feel down bad or something like that, I just call my dad and my friends, and I used to talk with them for like an hour, and that helped me out. So use the people you have around you to just lift you up a little bit. And if you have any questions or something, you need to do something, just ask everything. I think that is the best advice I can give you.
That's awesome. Just because I believe that's a hard thing to do. Like I didn't do that when I was 16 years old. Not a lot of people do. So props to him. Kudos.
For sure. Being an international student, I know that it's tough. I have lived it myself as well. But it's awesome that you mentioned being curious and how hard is the process when you transfer from your country to another country, just to find better education as well and have better opportunities. So now that we're talking about that transferring part, I know you're a goalkeeper. So mostly teams has 2-3 goalkeepers, 2 probably travel, 1 always stay. How do you feel stressed or frustrated when you have to transfer from high school to find your first college team, where you were like rookie roll, you looked the roster and you were like, man, they have 4. I cannot be there because I know goalkeepers is not as many as other positions like midfielder. They have 8, center backs they have 6. So, but like goalkeepers is usually kind of more like a smaller amount. Yep. It's like less players. So like there was a time where you were kind of like reaching out to coaches where you were like, man, I don't think I will get any team because they just all have goalkeepers, and I'm just like trying to be in the team, but like I can't because the spot is already filled up with another guy. So like how you felt like during that process?
I felt during that process that I was emailing coaches and stuff like I always used to look at the roster, see how many keepers did they have. If they had 4 or less, maybe 3, I will contact them. If they have 4 or more, I will say, okay, I will look at their stats and see who was kind of the better, the tallest one. Because me being a small keeper, like that took a lot of my mind. I was thinking like, okay, these guys are 6'3", 6'4", and I'm 5'9", and I'm like, okay, they have a better reach up top, but I think I'm better with my feet. I'm talking wise, so I just felt like I had to be confident and I have to just trust in myself that whenever I go, I was gonna do the best I can.
That's good. That's good. Do you think because I feel like the sports industry, let's talk about like more the soccer, even in professional level, they don't I feel like they never kind of like give recognition to short goalkeepers. Do you guys know Keylor Navas, Costa Rica, huge goalkeeper. Like he's so much talent, so good. But then he was in Real Madrid, they bring Courtois, and then they say, oh, Keylor Navas, you have to.
Yeah.
So like now that you mentioned that about 6'3" and you are probably like a little bit shorter than that, do you think you as a shorter goalkeeper, have you seen like this tall guy and you're like, I can do better than him, even though he's tall and he's the starting one, but you're like, man, I can just do better than him.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen that. In my high school, I saw that. My high school, I was there, so I went late to my high school, like one.
Shout out to Pennsylvania
month.
Scotland High School.
Yeah.
Shout out for the coaches right there. Shout out for the coaches right there.
So, young homies out there too.
Shout out my homies.
Keep working hard.
Yep, keep working. Shout out to the other keeper too. Nah, he was taller than me, and I had 1 semester there, and the coach, I was the only keeper, so he needed another keeper, and the keeper was taller than me, and I was a little bit intimidated at the beginning when I saw him. But after the first practice, I was like, man, I can play better than this guy.
Yeah. He's just tall.
Yeah, he's just tall. I can play better than this guy. I'm faster. I have more reaction. My feet are good, are decently better, and I can talk more. I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, there's no need to be intimidated by him. So that's just pretty much.
That's good. So do you think coaches, not only United States but also in Europe, have this misjudgment, or they prejudge you if you're a short goalkeeper?
Yep.
You think like they put you in a bubble around, like, oh man, this guy could be like the best in the world, but he's short. So let's just put a tall guy in there.
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. Like, there's exceptions, of course, but if you see, for example, I'm gonna ask you this question: if you are an owner of a team, right, and you have 3 goalkeepers. The 3 of them are at different heights. One 6'5", one 6'2", 6'1", and the other one 5'8", 5'9". Who will you get out of the 3 of them?
Well, like me personally, I don't like to be biased, so I guess I'd watch the, how they perform, and give them all a turn in a game or a scrimmage. But if you based off a book, like I'm gonna choose the tallest man out there, maybe like the one right in the middle. Just
it gives you more confidence,
right?
Having a tall guy and a stronger guy.
Yes,
as a keeper, you see this big goal, the one who can feel it most is the one that you're probably gonna get. But at some point, like you start to just have how do you say this? Confidence in yourself, and even though there's some bias about tall keepers, stuff like that, once you show to the coaches what you can do, I think you should be just more easily calm and just trust that you give your best, and then they're gonna pick you up.
So wait, let me see if I understood really good. So do you agree of this way of thinking of the coaches, like, oh yeah, I go with the tallest one first, or you don't agree? Like, which part are you with? Like,
which part am I with?
Yeah, because you're a short goalkeeper and you're saying you see the tall one, so you're basically saying like, yeah, bench me. So
I wasn't referring to that. I like Cesar said, like, I don't agree, but I also agree.
You understand.
I understand.
Like you don't agree, but you understand why they do it.
I understand because, like I said, like if you see a bigger goalkeeper, it's gonna be more intimidating to the other team. But if you have, for example, the 3 goalkeepers and you watch them play, and the smallest one perform better, you're gonna choose the one who performed better. So instead of just focusing and pick a guy from how they look, taller or smaller, just how they play and the small things they do in the goal. That's what is important, I think.
Yeah, you're totally right. Look, it's awesome, like how you talk about like goalkeeping and just your position so much, because I think like there's people out there, mostly players, because the goalkeeper don't usually get a lot of involvement, right, in a game. You probably got a couple seconds at save or ruin the game, right? Mm-hmm. So like around the soccer world, the football, let's call it football, there's people that says that right back and left back is the most sacrificed and the harder position. So like I know we have some friends, like we have some Kevin who used to play with us, great right back, but he will probably say like, oh yeah, I do the most in the team. I'm the one who runs the ball, right?
Yep.
So like talking to position wise, do you think is right back the most important position in the field, or is goalkeeper?
The most important, I would say, important position-wise, keeper. The most who has like the heavier conditioning weight, it will be right back. But important, goalkeeper, because like you said, you only have a couple saves in a game. Like you play, the game is 90 minutes. So there's 30 minutes that you don't do anything. You're standing there talking, right? And then out of the sudden, you have to make a top-in save. Then you're all cold and everything. You just got to make that. Also, the keeper, if you make a save, that's good. But if you don't, the blame's on you.
Yeah.
Because you could have saved that. And that's why I think the keeper are the most important, because they are also the one that see the whole field and talk to everyone. And they're with the team playing, and they feel their emotions, so they know what to see and they know what to tell to the defenders, to the midfielders, to the attackers in a corner, anything like that. Also, for a keeper, I think playing with the feet gives confidence to the team, and confidence in a game, it's everything.
Yeah.
Because if a keeper doesn't give confidence to their team will not want to pass back and always pass from, and they're gonna take away the ball. So that way, they're gonna attack more to you, and you will not want to have that keeper with you.
Yeah, that's totally right. Yeah, it's that you mentioned, like goalkeeper has that beautiful phrase, "You're a hero, you're the villain of the story."
Yep.
It's either there's no gray area.
Yeah, and
no gray area.
It's crazy, and it's awesome that you mentioned that. So like goalkeeper, huh? Like that's. Yeah. You think that one is the most important? That's good. So like now that you're a goalkeeper and like you have just a couple saves a game, and I know like Cesar is a center back and I'm a midfielder, and we love when the ball comes to us, right? Or you love when somebody's coming, you want to tackle him or something. But like for you, do you like more when you have shitty ass center backs and you are like, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of shots during this game, a couple save, I'm gonna build my highlights in this game, or you prefer have like solid center backs and never touching the ball, for example?
I prefer winning.
I
Winning.
see. Okay, I see. That's a good answer. Yeah.
Whatever gets me to win, and I do my job.
You need a dub.
Yeah,
That's
winning.
that's a good mentality.
Winning, bro.
Winning, man.
If they're good,
If I'm sitting there in my juice box,
we're winning. I'm good.
It is what it is.
So like, if I prefer having a good defender
Baby.
that will help me out. I'm motivating him. I'm gonna motivate him to make the good stuff. I'll make maybe one save a day, game.
Because you're doing your job.
Yeah,
You're talking to him
winning.
what to do.
The keeper, it's more than just saving. It's a lot of saving is the part that people will see the most. But there's talking, there's going out with the ball in the hands, there's passing, there's so much stuff to keeper than just saving that people doesn't see.
Yeah, you're totally right. That's totally right, man. That was really good. Like winning, like you kind of like went in, put yourself out there. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So Guillo, you're a goalkeeper, man. Man, I don't know, like I never thought about goalkeeper to be like. It's awesome to see like how important, how you talk about it, and that's pretty good, man. Because I never have talked with a goalkeeper before. You know, like usually as a midfielder, you talk with other midfielders and other stuff. So like. We were just talking about taller and smaller, shorter goalkeepers and the different abilities and the role that they play in a team. So like now let's talk about like why you think like what have you that kind of like makes you different, you know? What is your different sauce?
My different sauce is that when I step on that pitch, I'm gonna give my best and I'm gonna try to do anything to win and to get that save. If it's talking, I'll talk more than anyone else. If it's screaming, I'll scream more. If it's playing with the feet, I'll play with the feet. It's just here. I think here, if you're a goalkeeper, one of the most important parts and what makes a lot of keepers different than like that level, it's talking. Talking has that much importance in a game. Like I think what I have seen. In the United States here, keepers here don't talk too much. I don't know why, because they're, I don't know, maybe afraid or saying something, messing it up. I don't know. But I think that's kind of what parts me from other keepers, the way I manage the game too, and sometimes my mentality, I will say that.
Awesome. So you're basically saying that the goalkeepers in the United States are too trash, so that because you're too good, like that's what makes you better, basically.
No, there's pretty good keepers here.
They're shy, yeah.
But
I'm an extrovert, man. I'm different.
Nah. But when I was a kid, my keeper coach always told me, talk. Always talk loud. Always talk loud. And in my experience here, I've seen keepers that have talked and I've seen keepers that haven't talked.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think that, and doing the extra stuff also makes you better.
So Cesar, now I want to put you in because you're a center back, right? Have you always played center back your whole life?
No, so I mean, when I first started playing soccer, I loved playing forward, and then I like transitioned to a midfielder more so until I was about like 17, 16, and I transitioned to a center back.
So you are 22 right now, right? 23?
22 years old, yes, sir.
Okay, so that means like you have been playing center back for like over 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So like, we have a goalkeeper, and he said he talks and whatever, he's an extrovert or whatever he's different. So like, what I'm doing with this is basically, what do you prefer? Because I know you have been in different teams with different goalkeepers. When do you feel more like safe? Like when you have a goalkeeper constantly talking to you, hey man, watch your back, watch your left, watch your right. Or when you have a goalkeeper that it's good, but he's quiet, he's shy.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, but it's pretty simple. I want someone who's talking to me, who's screaming right behind me, because like Gabe was saying, they have like they can see the most on the field. They're the last man on the pitch, and yeah, if someone's running behind me, I want, let's say
the keeper to tell you.
I want someone to tell me, you know what I'm saying? And I think I want a loud goalkeeper, even if he is obnoxious or saying, it's like, cussing everybody out or whatever. I'd rather have him doing that instead of just being quiet and shy and timid. We can't have that as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's totally different. So that what makes you different. And that's with that we come for the quote of the day, everybody.
Quote of the day. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. If you
get
can
it.
be
Woo, this is gonna be the best one.
listen. If you can be better, be different. Nowadays we have so many people walking in a straight line, and we don't have any more people walking zigzag, going right, going left. We have everybody being close-minded and being the same. And what happened with that? Soccer is not as entertainment as it used to be. All the sports are changing. Why? Because not all the players are trying to bring their uniqueness in the game. So like when you play, when you're doing anything, and this is not just about sports. You're the job or you're the catcher, whatever you're doing right now, bring your uniqueness. Combine your personality, combine your motivation, combine your skills, talents, whatever, your abilities to be unique, right? Because I feel like nowadays people think, oh man, like if I just train more, and that's awesome, you know? Hard work, it's awesome. But like sometimes like hard work and all the dedication comes with a little touch of your own personality. Because for example, Cesar, imagine you are, or Guillo, imagine you're just working in a factory or whatever. Okay, you're a center back, you're a goalkeeper. You watching a center back, you watching a goalkeeper, you work really hard to do the same thing as him. Do you think you will set yourself apart? Like you think you will be different?
No, because I'm trying to be exactly the same.
You're trying to be like him.
Exactly
But
the
instead, if you were like, okay, I'm going to train hard as him because we can use other athletes to motivate ourselves, right? But like, I want to be like, I want to work hard as him, but I want to put my sauce in it. Like, yeah, you know, instead of doing that, I like to do this. Yeah, exactly. So that's what sets you apart. And that's what me and Cesar decided to start with this project, just to bring new players like Guillo, right? Guillo came here, he told his story. We still haven't even heard that much, but we told his story and he says, okay, some goalkeepers are shy. And that's a fact. And he's not. So that's like makes him unique. Even though he's short, even though he's whatever you guys want to say. But even though he's short, he's loud.
He's loud, exactly.
You know?
He makes up for it with his voice.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter how short it is, you're gonna hear him. And like that makes him even bigger, you know, like even bigger in the game, even more important. And for his team, it makes him a key factor of success. So it's awesome that you mentioned that, yeah, like I do this, and do this. And I know for sure there's other goalkeepers that will come that probably say like, man, I train hard. I always try to get my personal trainers, but they never mention like what they do different. So this is awesome that you're trying to talk. Like you realize also like, man, you know what? I'm not as tall. So you know what? My feet, they have to be better. Yep. Because if I'm not as tall as other goalkeepers, I have to bring something to the table as well.
Yeah, I think that comes with every position in the game. If you see like someone has something better that you don't have, why just focus on that thing and just focus on the things you can do, but get better at it. Like focus on the small things you know you can do good. Just get better at it. Like I'm short. I know I'm not gonna be tall. I'm not gonna like go one hand, big save, top beam sometimes. I just work to it to get my legs up. Same as, for example, defender or midfielder. Midfielder, I don't know if you are not the greatest passer, right? Focus on the short passes. Focus on the short things that you know how to do better than most of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
that's a beautiful answer.
Yeah, that's crazy that you say that. Because I think nowadays, not only in the sports industry, I feel like in everywhere, people just trying to, even in school, people just trying to like,
do everything.
I'm gonna do so many things. I'm just do
everything.
But you're not an expert, you know. You can't just become an expert in one thing, maybe two. But like, it's awesome that he just grab your strengths basically and exploit them. You know. Okay, I'm good doing this. You're good at tackling. You know what? I'm gonna tackle every game. So I'm gonna become the best tackler in the team. Awesome. I probably won't be the best passer. I probably won't be the best scorer. But you know, I'll be the best tackler, and that's perfect because you're part of the team. And you know who reminds me to this? You guys remember Chicago Bulls when they won the rings?
Yep.
Oh,
of course.
I forgot his name. He has like a crazy guy. He plays with
Dennis
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Man, that was crazy, man.
Dennis Rodman. He started playing basketball when he was 18 years old. You know, like you're saying 12. We start at 12, 10. 18 years old, he started playing basketball. The guy couldn't score a freaking bucket. He was not a three-pointer. He could like do some layups, but he wasn't that good. You know what he was good at?
Defending.
Rebounds.
Rebounds and defender.
Yeah,
Rebounds.
that's like that.
So, and like people do like, yeah, Michael Jordan. No, Michael Jordan is, I don't know if the second greatest player of the world. I don't know, LeBron. There's a debate there for another day, but what I'm saying is like, people, mention Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan had him. He was the best rebounder in the whole league. He was so good that he probably helped so much to become successful to the Chicago Bulls organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the rings, he was part of it. Mm-hmm. And you know what he did? Rebounds. He was not the best athlete ever.
Yep.
And he was not even disciplined. He goes to like Vegas, like I don't know if you see like they were like in concentration. He was
Crazy
in Vegas.
Casinos.
He was like drinking.
Crazy.
So like we're not saying you have to do this. So, wait, don't take me on that. No, what I'm saying is like he was so good. He was an expert.
He was passionate about it too.
He was exactly. He was an expert in one thing, and he made it to the NBA. And he didn't not only made it to the NBA. He got 3 rings with Chicago Bulls. You know, that's insane.
He could be argued like as the best rebounder or defender, right?
Yeah, I would
Exactly.
say
He's huge.
Yeah,
you can argue that best rebounder.
Yeah, of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame. I'm not for sure if he is, but he might be in the Hall of Fame.
And all because he focused on his strengths.
Yeah, exactly. And one only thing.
Right.
Can you imagine that? It's not like he was like, oh yeah, he was really good in this. No, one thing, rebounding. So I don't know if there's a video of him actually really interesting where he's under the basket and he's throwing the ball just to see where the ball
would bounce,
to see the rebound, like where he has to position himself. You know how this is like where we're gonna go is like if you want to make it out there. We're not saying like me and Cesar were ex-student athletes. We would love to be part of the game still, but like it's just not for everybody. You know, it is what it is. But like at the end, like as me and Cesar, man, we were not quitters. Like we're not quitters. Mm-hmm. We were working hard every day, putting our ass in the line every day, and working till we made it. Because like when you're a kid and when you're growing up, you have that mentality like, I'm gonna be a professional soccer, I'm gonna be a professional athlete. It's not like, well, because when you're a kid, like it's insane. You don't think like, well, if it happens. Yeah. No, right? It doesn't. You're just like, I'm gonna make it.
Just go for it.
Exactly.
Just go for it.
One plan.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The only hard thing about that is to have that mentality long term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know? And that's really hard. So like, this guy just got so good at rebounding. One thing, and he made the top highest. He basically achieved the highest achievement in the NBA. That is having a ring. You know?
Yeah.
So it's insane, right? So talking about like long-term mentality, now that you guys have here different countries, let's talk about who you guys think, like we're doing soccer today, is the GOAT in soccer. Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Let's see. I just want to hear like you guys
Yeah, I'll give it to you first.
You give it to me first?
Yeah.
See, I'm a big Real Madrid fan. So I'm a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo and his work ethic. But Messi, it's a beautiful. When you see him play, you just imagine. You see pure talent. So that's a tough question. I think Cristiano Ronaldo.
You see, sir?
CR7, baby.
Oh, shoot!
CR7.
CR7,
baby.
You're gonna say Messi.
Nah, CR7 all the way.
Oh man, yes,
Bro,
sir.
CR7, yeah.
CR7, baby.
CR7.
I don't care.
Ronaldo,
Bro,
man.
World Cup, come on, man.
Okay, yeah, Messi got the World Cup, but
if Cristiano was part of Argentina, they would have won too.
Messi. But the thing is, no one sees Cristiano Ronaldo right now. But he's been top scorer. He's been breaking records. He's been doing all of these things that no one sees because they see Messi here in the United States.
Yep.
I want to see when we post this clip in Instagram. This is gonna be good.
So, I already know all my homies here are gonna be.
Oh yeah, all my friends. Everybody knows what
Messi.
you're talking about.
Bro.
You know something. A fact that I hate the most. When Messi won the World Cup, everyone was like, "Oh, the debate is over."
The debate is over.
When Cristiano Ronaldo won the freaking Eurocup, la Eurocopa, I don't know how you say it in English. Like, the Euro Cup. Nobody say nothing. Cristiano Ronaldo won.
He's the hate.
First, before the Messi, he won something really big accomplishment with his national team. And like everybody was like, oh, okay. You guys don't think like even the social media.
He even beat France.
Yeah. But even with
same team.
Even the media says like, oh, like, you don't think the media kind of like also like criticize and distract Cristiano Ronaldo? When they talk about Messi is, ooh, I'm sorry, Messi.
Yeah, no, totally.
I mean, Messi steals the goat. Right. Cristiano.
So wait, did you go for Messi or CR7? Because you were hailing.
Messi still over there on top.
Okay, so where's Cristiano? Right below him or above him?
Not over Cristiano.
I mean, they're
under.
Okay, they both are
under.
top. Yeah, they both are top.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Cristiano Ronaldo is always gonna be over.
I'm saying that. Cristiano.
Okay.
Messi.
That's good. And also, why I mentioned it's gonna work perfectly for this episode. It's awesome that you guys mentioned Cristiano because not only Cristiano is the best player in the world, but he also kind of like you can like sympathize with him more, right? Cristiano Ronaldo is a guy come from poverty, all these things, and then you see him working so hard, bro. They're like from younger athletes or even like athletes in development in college or whatever. And man, you see him working hard and you're like, man, like this guy have like 37, 38 years old. Why shouldn't I be working the same way, you know? Why shouldn't I put in the same effort? And this guy has been 20 years on top. This guy, like these two guys, it doesn't matter who's the best. These two guys has the money to like die and have still their generations and generations with wealth. But what I'm saying is like, with all the money that they made, all the accomplishment, all the achievements, like what makes you think like you cannot put your effort when these fools have everything? They have accomplished everything, bro. They have all the freaking trophies, all the leagues. Cristiano Ronaldo has won La Liga, Premier League. Now he's gonna win the everywhere.
Saudi.
Something that Messi can do. But what I'm saying is like it is what it is.
Sorry, not sorry.
You know, Messi winning La Liga. He's Inter Miami. Oh, he's gonna change the game. Nothing happens. Like
you said it, man.
He even went to PSG and nothing happened.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You said it.
So what I'm saying is like, it's like you, Guillo, as a athlete, like. Do you use usually, well, probably not Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, because they have different position as you, but like, do you see these professional players and you see how hard they sacrifice, how they must travel? They also have families and it's, you know, it's at the end, like it's beautiful work, but at the end it's a job, you know, like you see it's awesome, Premier League, Champions League, but it's awesome, but it's a job. So like, we're talking about like more like going into motivation. Do you see like these professional athletes that you're like, man, like, look, I think I can do the same thing. Like, do they motivate you, and why? Like, do you have anyone like saying like, man, I used to watch a lot of Modric, but like, do you have any like athlete you were like, man, yeah, I used to watch this guy and why this and that really helped me to do this?
Iker Casillas. The first time I watched a football game, I saw him saving a top being saved. That's why I'm a keeper right now. And after that, every time I have a game the next day or before the game, I put my earphones, watch a YouTube video about Casillas making the saves and motivation about Casillas.
Casillas? That's awesome, man. So he has helped you to like kind of perform better, you to State University as well as a Brescia.
Yeah, when I see those saves that one of the professional guys does, I think about myself like, I think I can make that. I think I can get that little stretch to make that save.
I think it all starts up here. So yeah that's awesome.
Yeah, even though I'm not in that level,
you
gotta think that way to become that way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's awesome that you use Iker Casillas again, another Real Madrid player. So you're a big fan.
I'm a big fan of Real Madrid. Shout out to Real Madrid.
Ala Madrid.
Ala Madrid. You do a Real Madrid.
Yeah, in La Liga, I'd rather have Real Madrid.
That's awesome. Well, I used to live in Spain, and you guys talking Real Madrid. It's awesome, the sports culture there. So now, like, let's go like deep. Like, you guys know in 2026 coming the
World Cup?
You know,
Yes, sir.
the most viewed sports in the world. Come on, the World Cup, soccer World Cup. Don't come with football. Don't come with NBA. Don't
Everyone
come with
knows.
excuses.
Half of
Everyone
the world sees
Don't
the
come
World Cup.
with excuses. Oh yeah, you just have the soccer every 4 years, and we have the Super Bowl. No. Even if you like add those 4 years in Super Bowl, you guys don't have the same view. Okay, I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Just search her up.
Soccer is the most.
Soccer is
viewed
better.
sport.
Football is the real football. Soccer.
Exactly. So like, I'm sorry, you guys have to work harder if you guys want to match the views of soccer World Cup. I'm sorry, it is what it is. So going back to it, so now that the World Cup is going here, and it's going to be the first time ever, it's going to be in 3 countries, right? United States, Mexico, and Canada.
Canada.
So like, Mexico, I know Mexico has the sports culture really good, but I feel like United States have a lack of sports culture. For example, like I feel like United States, they put more of the business into it instead of like the actually like sports culture, like loving players, you know?
Okay, see, in that sense, I don't agree a lot on that because what I've seen in Kentucky, that people over there, they die for their team. Football wise.
Yeah, exactly.
American football wise.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
go with that.
American
because
football wise.
What is NBA and football?
And NBA. Yeah.
And, like
yeah.
NBA and football, like United States is pretty good.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, those are teams from here, and it's kind of crazy. Like they say like when they win the NBA, like oh yeah, we're the best in the world. You're not.
No, it's
you know?
not the world.
You know, even though the United States team is pretty strong, but what I'm saying is if you see the NBA right now, Europeans are the one kind of like controlling the game now.
Yeah.
So like, let me do the question again. Let's talk about soccer, for example, because we're bringing the World Cup here.
Yep.
So you think this like the World Cup will help kind of like United States to realize like, oh shoot, like soccer is actually big, you know, because they are like hosting the biggest event in the world in the sports entertainment business, right? So do you think people? Oh, you can answer me that because you're from here, right? You think people will realize like, oh shoot, man, like NBA is good, football is good, but shoot, soccer is another level.
Yeah. No, I think everybody's going to really open their eyes and
Yeah.
realize when the World Cup comes. I mean, I know there was a World Cup in the United States and Mexico, like, I don't know, 20 years ago or
20
something like
years
that.
ago.
I don't know how it was then. We weren't alive, but even my grandpa and like my mom and everybody like that, they weren't a fan of soccer.
Yeah.
They knew it wasn't big. But now I think the U.S. national team being as big as they are and they're great and as young players, I think this World Cup's going to be huge, and especially everybody coming, overseas, just, flying over here. Dude, all the stadiums are going to be packed.
Yeah,
So, like,
all
it's
the
going to be
stadiums.
huge. It's going to be
Around
huge.
the stadiums.
No, it's going to be, bars are going to be filled up.
yeah,
It's
there's
going
gonna
to,
be-
the England players. are
There's
gonna
gonna be
fans.
cities like
Oh,
packed.
Yep.
when here they see all the fans from all the world,
Bro.
it's gonna be insane.
It's
gonna be insane.
You know what's funny? I think I don't want to. What the heck is gonna do the TCA? Like the airport. They're gonna get,
Oh my
they're
God.
gonna
Bro.
get crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, they're gonna get crazy because like the good thing is like United States and Mexico and Canada is such a good position. Like it's all North America.
It's all
And
They're pretty
yeah,
separated.
it's- Yeah, it's pretty good, So like, even though it's gonna be far from Europeans, but I know like Europeans usually like kind of like travel to America or Canada or Mexico for their vacation.
They will
So,
still come.
Yeah, so they will still come. Like I know Europeans for sure. Like
Yeah.
England, Spain, they don't mess around with their teams,
Yep.
So like it's crazy because people like I think like today, 2024, just the World Cup, the freaking World Cup, the Super Bowl, right? They do like TikToks and videos of people like asking like, how do you think so football is it? And like they confidently they're like, oh yeah, for
Football.
sure. Oh yeah, football is the best sport. Yeah.
football.
Football, we have the best part here. No, it's not. And I see that because the MLS it's growing, growing, but it's not as big as the big leagues in Europe, right?
It's not even close.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Even with Messi being here.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, well, what
I don't
Messi
know, like-
basically did is the thing is like it's the business, bro. What Messi
Yeah.
did is like, now you can go on a game. You remember like we used to get $22 to go on a game.
When Messi didn't know what David Beckham did.
Yeah,
What David Beckham did.
exactly. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
David Beckham just brought Messi and then brought Suarez,
Jordi Alba, all these
Busquets, bro, it's crazy.
Busquets,
The
yeah.
whole
Cool. So now
Barcelona.
they want to bring Neymar. And it's like they want to create the MSN again. Like what the?
Dang.
Yeah, it's all a business for sure.
Yeah, it's all a business for sure. And do you think? Okay, let's go. Let's not go from the business perspective. Let's go back to our main topic, sports.
Yeah.
So like we're not going to athletes a lot, student athletes, or we want to go right now in the kind of what's happening in the sports industry. Do you think that move from Messi, forget about the money, forget about the contracts, was it smart from him in sports wise? Like because I'm not a Messi fan, but I would love to see Messi kind of retire in Barcelona, where he grew up, where he spent his whole life. But he might be retiring here, Inter Miami. You know, so you as a professional athlete, like, kind of like spending 2 years, or how long has he played here? For 2 years? Or
like a year, maybe?
Like a year.
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah. He's going to start the second year, maybe.
So, like, do you
summer.
think for professional athletes, like, because last episode you mentioned about Canelo, you know, like, giving respect to this type of player
Right.
that has been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think, like, this guy is going to retire Inter Miami, a club that just started?
Yeah.
Kind of like...
Well, I think you've probably seen this on social media. I definitely have, where people will call the MLS kind of like a retiring league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see like players. I mean, Zlatan came over here. He didn't retire because he actually went back to AC Milan, which was awesome. But there's players like I don't know, so many.
Wayne Rooney
retired here.
Villa
Who
too.
else? David Villa. I don't know. Like, there's just so many people that played in Europe. So I think it's not good. It's not a good look for the MLS because it's making the MLS look like just a weak league, another weak league, just kind of like it's gonna stay weak. Like only the people who are
They're just
retired can come
retiring.
here, just chill, have a good life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
But
totally right.
That's just what I see it as.
Yeah, like it's not all. They don't only make the MLS week. They also make United States players week.
Right.
You know, because like people associated with your league, right?
Mm-hmm.
MLS, even though like most of national players from United States actually play in Europe. But like what I'm saying is like now the whole world is associating the league with like retired league. So you associated the retired league with the same players. Like, oh, United States will not be as great because what happened, Messi comes here, he's old, and he basically destroys the league. Or you can tell he's way different from all the other players, right?
Has a different
background.
background.
I mean, he scored a header yesterday, I think.
He
has a background. Like,
And Suarez just easy ball, bro.
So that will never happen with Virgil van Dijk,
Right.
for example.
No,
that will
no,
never happen
no
with
way.
Sergio Ramos.
No.
Sergio Ramos will probably take his head off.
Yeah.
You know, like it's no
Definitely,
way.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is
Respectfully.
like, so you think Beckham, is he doing something good for United States sports in soccer, or he's actually basically like kind of like rebranding the whole perspective of soccer in the United States?
I think he's trying to do something good for the United States by bringing Messi and kind of like putting football like in a higher view status, but it's gone the other way. Like it's gone kind of a little bit sideways because he brought Messi, Suarez, but all of these people, even though they bring fans, a lot of fans, all the fans are gonna be with them until they retire.
Yeah.
Once they retire, they're gonna be gone. So I think he has a good idea, but he needs to bring more young talent.
Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, like, bro, David Beckham is basically playing Ultimate Team, bro. In FIFA.
No, that's actually straight
That's
facts.
fact.
Yeah, like, bro, he's like in his office.
He's playing
like,
manager.
Shoot, who should I bring,
Like,
bro?
who should I buy in transfer list? Who should I put in the transfer
Do I
list?
have FIFA points?
He probably he chooses the lineup. I bet you the coach doesn't choose the
like,
lineup.
yeah.
Like, I bet you he chooses the lineup.
Oh, facts.
So he's bringing like these crazy players, man. He's basically he's making. You used to play FIFA when FIFA had like the Legends team.
Yeah.
So that's basically Inter Miami, like
Messi legend.
yeah,
He now packed Messi.
yeah, it's crazy.
Packed Suarez.
I like for the sports like view, it sucks, but business, of course, it's great. You know, the MLS probably revenue has go really high.
Money wise,
Yeah, money wise it's crazy
Yeah.
because Inter Miami probably go really wise. I saw a couple videos that people saying they sold out the t-shirts of Inter Miami, so they don't have more t-shirts Inter Miami. Like it's insane, man. It's insane like how one player can like have such a big impact in one league.
can change everything.
To change everything. I mean, we're talking about the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
God, what the-
Where he's talking about it.
Okay.
One of the goats. One of the goats. One of the goats.
So like, okay.
I said the same thing.
You said the same shit.
First of all, what the GOAT means?
Greatest of all time. But look,
Greatest.
Okay.
There's those two spots, baby.
okay, bro. I like to think back to. I know you've seen that post on social media where there's like a
chess
chessboard
match.
and you know what I'm saying. Where
Cristiano Ronaldo,
Cristiano
Messi,
and Messi, where they're looking at each other. Those are the goats.
Yeah.
So everyone, those two. That's it, bro.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah.
But Cristiano,
I have to agree with you to continue with this. So what I'm saying, okay, good that you mentioned that, but these two guys, these two images, probably from millennials and Gen Z, right? Half of Gen Z, like probably like 2004 max, 2002. So like these two guys, man, Cristiano Ronaldo is 39, Messi's probably 37, 38.
39.
So like, what I'm saying is like, we grew up watching them, and all the people who love sports probably watch these two guys doing amazing, incredible goals, man. And they're about to retire, man. And
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's even hard for me. Like I'm getting like sentimental. Like, how?
Scratch
Like,
that.
yeah,
Well,
what I'm saying is like, man, even for me, like I love the sports and I grew up with these fools. Like I grew up watching them. Man, I remember like when Cristiano Ronaldo was playing the Champions League, he scored the back. Oh my God, bro!
Right, it's
He scored
insane.
that freaking bicycle, man.
Yeah.
And he was like 34 at that time. You know, like he was not that young.
Aging like fine
He
wine.
was yeah. So it's insane. Like this our icons are gonna be gone soon, right? And that's something that happens with athletes. Sadly, like there's a point that athletes is not a job that goes till you die. It has a period of time, usually 25, 20 years. The difference with these two, they conquer for 20 years the league. They conquer for 20 years the sports, and it doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna know who these two are. At least you maybe know the name, because if you don't like sports, you've never watched sports in your life, you will recognize his face. Like
Oh yeah, for
they're
sure.
everywhere. They're all the advertisement, all the stuff. They're all of it.
Yep.
Everyone knows Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. If you look them up on Instagram, they're probably the two guys that has the most followers being an athlete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane, totally. So like, Guillo, going with this like sad part, like because I know for me it was really hard to get into this. You are a junior right now, right?
A junior.
So that means you played 2 years at Utah State University as a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 years of your eligibility. And I know if you are, I don't know if you're redshirt or you still playing.
They redshirt this year, yeah.
You're redshirt.
I'm
So
still gonna play.
So let's say you have 2 more years.
Yep.
So you are right now like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. You have 2 more years for that competitivity. Like oh man, like I messed up that. That competitive word, kind of like it's gonna be gone. So like, have you ever thought about this? Because when you start, like, if you're not a professional player, you're gonna be involved in jobs, like looking for more, like kind of like develop a life, family, whatever. But like that traveling with your team.
I'm gonna
It's
miss
be,
that.
You know, traveling with your team, living with your teammates, having roommates, man, like going out super late and then you have to practice in the morning, you know, or like going at 6 a.m. and you have to run with the teams 2 miles and you're dying, but everybody's laughing after that. You have study hall and you guys play poker instead of like, you know, like these
Yeah.
all great memories. Like, have you ever thought about like, man, like I'm almost done, like, you know?
I have like even this year, I thought of, should I keep playing? And what kept me into I should be playing, it's the family that you encounter when you play with a team. I think sports are great. Like they help you so much with discipline, with mentality, with everything. But one of the best things sport can give you, especially soccer, football, is your team, your friends. All my friends that I have play soccer.
Yeah.
And I pretty much meet them by playing soccer with them in the team.
Yeah.
Like you both, I get to know you, both of you playing soccer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
I'm going traveling with your team, leaving with your team. At the end, it turns out like a little family, like little
Yeah.
brothers that you have.
So like that's awesome that you mentioned that. Do you want to share it? What was your? Let's not say in the field because we all have like, you know, our memories like, man, I scored back. I scored like, I don't know who did that, but
Everybody go look at this man's highlights, please. He wants me to say it. This man scored a badass bicycle kick in one game.
basically-
USUE JUCO D1.
You have these memories,
Game winner.
Can we all
Ain't
share
anything.
like one memory that you were like, man, I laughed so hard this time that whatever happens. Can you share a memory within your sports team, within your soccer team, where you basically build a memory for life? Like you can.
Where we laughed or what?
Okay, for
No,
example,
like a memory, like
Just like a
Yeah.
stone cold
Like,
memory. Where,
the first memory it comes to mind when you think about friends in USU Easter.
that you
Yeah,
were
exactly. So let me start, for example.
yeah, you start.
no,
'Cause I have one kind of,
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah.
know what it's like.
Okay.
I can, yeah.
For example, I'm not gonna mention names because I don't want to put names out there.
No.
But I remember we had a little group. We live in Bishop. Shout out Bishop, bro, the best residence at Utah State University.
Misha.
So basically, I don't know how this happens, but like every time somebody's birthday was, we decided to grab the freaking cake and put it in his face.
Oh yeah.
Man, and I remember
Oh,
we had a really short team.
Man.
Chiculados in my room too.
Yeah,
It's in my
it was
room,
you.
too,
I remember
bruh.
that, bro.
So
No.
I remember bro, his cake was like a chocolate cake, bro. And he was like, happy birthday. Bam! On his face.
He wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah, and it was like chocolate, so it was like, it looks
We were
like
just sitting,
freaking,
chilling.
it felt like poop after. So I think that was one of my funniest moments. I even told, after I had a meeting with new students, I told the story. Because I felt like, man, this is awesome. It doesn't matter if it was funny, it was your phone, yeah, it was your room and whatever, but it was so fun because it was not planned. First of all, you have the balls to do this because you were so close with these people, right?
Yep.
You spend every day with them, you travel with them, you train with them, you go through hell with them. So it's so fun, you don't even care. You're like, oh man, these are my friends.
Right.
Bam, in the face,
Right.
you know?
Boom.
So
I know.
what's a memory for you where man, I will never forget this?
A memory for me, it just kind
memory.
of clicked in my head. It's man, and he knows who he is. I kind of want to spit the name too. Him and a few other guys. I don't know exactly for sure, but I was just in my room on a casual night. You know what I'm saying, in my Burton Shaw room, and I was just chilling with my girlfriend, just hanging out. Maybe watching a movie, cuddling. Getting close, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You normally do with the female or whatever
Yeah.
your partner, right?
Yeah.
So we're just chilling. My door's locked, and probably getting friendly, probably making out or something. And then all of a sudden, a few of my soccer buddies, they come, and one of them's an RA. They open the door on us and start shooting me with Orbeez.
Oh.
So they had a big Orby gun. They open the door, barge in, and just start shooting me. And the thing is, I was doing business with my girl, What the heck?
Yeah.
That's so disrespectful, first of all. So yeah, they're my boys, but man, I hurried and put my shoes on, or I don't even know if I had shoes on. I ran out, and me being me, I'm kind of a hothead. I just tried to get him back, and I know I got him back somehow. But,
But it doesn't at the end you were like, man, I was mad, but they're
Right.
they're my boys,
right, go duck with you, man. That's the funniest thing though, just because I did get him back, but wow, that was crazy. Just because I thought I was gonna get robbed. I don't know what was happening. Someone just comes in and shoots me. But yeah, what about you, Gian?
One of the best memories I have, you remember when we used to do the sophomore and freshman, the punishment.
Ooh, explain it.
Oreo
Explain
run.
it. Blue Mountain State. I think it's from that show.
Oreo run.
Oreo.
Whoever knows the Oreo run
run.
knows. Whoever knows the Oreo run knows.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if
Oreo
you know,
run.
you know. Oreo run.
Oreo brown.
Didn't the sophomores beat the freshmen? Or-
Yep.
So you
bro,
didn't have to eat anything.
No,
right?
but it was lovely to watch that. It was,
was
and then
lovely.
we were doing it in
I
the.
almost threw up that day.
Yep.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
what funny was that we were doing it in the field. You remember? And then a Cup King, hella Cups
Oh
King.
yeah, I was there.
We were like, "What you all guys doing?"
So
and
the
stuff like
question
that.
is, should we explain what an Oreo run is?
It's
They
fair,
have to
whatever.
search it up themselves.
Well, can they find it or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I think they can find it. I
Well,
think
we
they
have
can find it.
that's a little homework that you guys
Yeah.
have.
Little
I
homework.
think
Search
they
up what
can
the
find
Oreo
it.
run is.
Yeah, sir. So it's awesome. You look how laugh we have right now. So as well as a student athlete, for everybody out there, it's really hard. Yeah, you go for tough moments. It's really hard to balance school, personal problems with being an athlete. And the most important thing of an athlete sometimes is not being the best, but it's to perform as the best. So like it's awesome that even though he has a bad size, it also has a really, really good size. Being a student athlete was probably the best thing that happens to us. Like we build so many good relationships and so many good memories, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And like people think it's all bad. Some people probably student athletes, they like it depends also on your major, what you're doing, and it could be hard to balance that, but it's not. Look, it's awesome. Like like you're in a good position and you always want something else, something better. So it's the same thing as soccer. The people who doesn't play, being an athlete, soccer. I'm sorry, the people who doesn't play any sports. They always say like, oh, a student athlete, that's so easy. You just play for the university. People help you. The professors help you. I'm spinning all the way. The professor helps you. But the people who is an athlete, it's actually like, man, this sucks.
It's not the same.
Yeah, I have to train
you gotta
2 times a
travel, train, do the homework.
It's
everything.
a lot of sacrifice.
Exactly. Like you have, there's moments. Okay, Cesar, I don't want to get into your personal life that much, right? But you mentioned you had a partner. Like, were there any sometimes that you were like, man, like I have soccer, but I also have my girlfriend, and you wanna, not in this way, but you wanna satisfy them both, right? You wanna perform really good, and you wanna also be a good partner. So there's any issues that you got like, not saying like, yeah, man, we'll always fight. No. Basically, you were like, frig, I wanna spend more time with my girl today. Maybe today is a special day, but I can't because I have film, or I have to. My boys want to go kick. I wanna train some moves. There's only moments that you have those kind of like problems or issues.
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure. I think when you're with someone, when you have a girlfriend or another like partner or whatever, they wanna hang out with you a lot. You know what I'm saying? You wanna hang out with them, and things get hard because as a student athlete and just as a soccer player, you're busy with film, practices, games, traveling. But I think the communication is key. If you can, communicate and tell them like you're in it to. For the long run, you really want to be here, and you can show your partner or whoever how much you care about like what you're doing. I think if they really care about you, your partner does, they'll let you do that, and you know what I'm saying. You just communicate through it. And my case, my girlfriend's super, easy. She's chill. So, and she was a student athlete too. She was a cheerleader. So everything was super smooth that way. I wouldn't have any troubles like.
That's good because also she was a student athlete, so she understand that.
Yes, sir.
Right, so that's awesome. Well, now that we talk about the bad, the good of being a student athlete out there. If you're a high school student or not even a high school, even younger, if you're thinking one day be like, man, I want to play in college. I want to play in college. I want to pursue my dream. If that's the best way to do it, go for it, man. We have two student athletes. We are actual student athletes that is playing NAIA D1. A good level. So if you're young and you really, really love the game, doesn't matter what sports are you doing, man, we just talk about Taekwondo. We didn't even know Taekwondo was a sport.
It is a sport.
I just saw they scream like fake Chinese words and that's it.
Korean.
Well, Korean, my bad out there. So what I'm saying is like, if you have a passion for any sports, just go for it, man. And it doesn't matter if it's a sport or not. Let's go if you have a passion about anything. Just go for it, We're here to students, athletes. If you want to become a student athlete in the future, man, do it. Why? Because it's going to be the best decision going to happen in your life. Not only you will have great memory with your friend, but you also will build discipline, responsibility, and so many skills that would make you a great professional athlete and will also make you a great boss or a great employee, whatever you want to pursue. So that's what we're doing here. We're bringing people, Guillo, his story. You know what he has been through. How much he loved to be a goalkeeper in a Brescia University NAIA D1 soccer team. But you also know that he's a human. He's not super special. He's not Superman. Even though he's unique, he's not Superman. He also has troubles. He also has personal issues that he deals with it in able to perform well to a team. So if you are part of a university, come on, support your team, man. Like, they work really hard.
Nice.
They do their best. Support them. And let's go back to the same message. If you want to be a student athlete, man, go for it because you can. And always think it doesn't really matter to be the best. Sometimes it matters to be different. So that was the quote of the day. I leave you guys with that quote. Think about it. And this was episode 2 of Athletes Unplugged. See
Yes,
you guys.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.